Welcome everyone. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm just going to give you my personal opinion about Bitcoin and global currency. But before that, quick look at the market, and as you can see, it's doing quite nice at the moment, at least. Bitcoin is up 2.29%. It went to about $3,846. Ethereum up to about 134.6%. XRP up to 0.31 cents, 2.50%. EOS, one of the biggest gainers at the moment, 9.29%, up to $3.56. Litecoin 51.56 and 11.29%. Binance coin, well, it's been doing its things for the last few days, so no need to discuss it. We all know what's been happening right there. And I've been watching Bitcoin on the Kraken exchange. It went up to about $123. Very nice. It found a resistance at around $3,840. And Litecoin went to about $52 from $47. I'm pretty sure lots of people are quite excited right about now, at the moment at least. The ones that longed Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, the one that shorted it on BitMEX, well, they got burned. We're probably going to hear about it. And yeah, that's why I say just be careful what you're doing out there, but I'm not giving you financial advice. Now, moving on with Bitcoin. Now, we've been hearing about Kroger stopping Visa simply because of the high fees, which is fair. Interesting. But that's actually just popped up a few days ago. But if you do look back, you would find out that actually Kroger was banning Visa even back in August of 2018. So it's not really new, but it picked up traction a few days ago, especially on Twitter. Pump was actually, because people suggested that Kroger should possibly start using Bitcoin, and therefore Pump message, I don't know, whatever, who messaged who, but there was a meeting set up. No idea that maybe Kroger will consider using Bitcoin. Obviously, this is great if you were to believe so. I don't see it happening, but hey, it's a good marketing for Bitcoin, Pump and Kroger. All the parties, in my opinion, are winning at that point. We also have some people suggesting, or not suggesting, but saying that Starbucks is going to be accepting Bitcoin. However, it looks like that's not going to be the case. But hey, that's what happens. It's news, it comes out, lots of hype, and then it all dies down when we do discover that's not the reality of it. But what they say so is that Auro was the flagship retailer for Backtist to consult and develop applications for customers to convert their digital assets into US dollars, which can then be used in our stores. We anticipate that a range of cryptocurrencies will gain attractions with customers, and through our work with Bakkt, we will be uniquely positioned to constantly consider and offer customers new and unique ways to pay seamlessly. At Starbucks, as we continue to move forward with the work, we anticipate we have more to share in the coming months. So as you can see, it's not definite that they're going to be using Bitcoin, but we all know your average person doesn't probably know 99% of the cryptocurrency names, but they do know Bitcoin. So when you put in Bitcoin alongside companies, it gets attention, it gets out there, but unfortunately it's not true. Why I don't see Bitcoin being a global currency? It's just my opinion. No need to hate about it. I could be wrong. In the end of the day, this is not an advice, it's just an opinion. But I don't see it happening. Now, a few years ago, Bitcoin was, without a doubt, the great. It was the first. The technology was great because when you want to be a global currency, you need the technology to be great. So a few years ago, that was all fine. However, since the last bull run, I think many things have happened. Lots of cryptocurrency, smaller ones, have been working quite hard, probably harder than Bitcoin, because you see, sometimes when you become comfortable, you become lazy, and I think Bitcoin has become lazy. There is nothing excited about it. Now, when it comes to making money, yes, Bitcoin could be the one, simply because it's the well-known. It's you know, it doesn't go down as much as others, especially from all-time high. But to be global currency, it doesn't come down to the fact that you are first. It doesn't come down to the name, and also it doesn't come down to how much it costs. It comes down to infrastructure and technology, and it needs to be working fast and seamlessly. Bitcoin doesn't do that. At least I don't think so for now. Yes, we have the Lightning Network being put into place. Many Lightning networks and nodes are, many Lightning nodes are being set up, and yes, it is faster to use Bitcoin, let's say, than 2017 at its peak, when we had hundreds of thousands of unconfirmed transactions. But it still takes longer than, let's say, Ripple. And for the sake of the video, I'm gonna make it clear, I do own Bitcoin. I don't own XRP, Ripple, whatever. I don't own Tron. In fact, I don't like Tron, but you know, my voice doesn't count. Do I like it or not? It's working. Like it or not, it's working. You can't deny that. For example, Ripple, I've used it. XRP, I've used it, and it's fast. It is damn fast. Now, if you're gonna be talking about global currency, that's what you need. You see, your average person doesn't care how it works, what's been set up behind it, doesn't care about Lightning Network, doesn't care about these things. Just like they don't care about how the car works. What they care about is to be reliable, to be cheap to use, in most cases obviously, and to be fast. And Bitcoin, it's none of that. Now imagine getting people to use Bitcoin in, let's say, on a shop, on a grocery store, right? And you have a Sunday or Saturday, whatever, busy day, thousands of people in the store, and everyone has to wait for quite some time for the transaction to go through. Now, okay, with Lightning Network, we can speed up these things. Fair enough, we can do. We know that. But to me personally, it all comes down to the fact that in order for Bitcoin to continue to work, you need to have nodes, which cost money to run. And you also need miners, which also cost money to confirm transactions. And unfortunately, they are a little bit more expensive than how XRP moves along from A to B. Therefore, in order to be fast, we may end up having to pay slightly higher fees, because yes, right now using Lightning Network is fast, but that's because almost no one is using it, at least not for the everyday use of everything, absolutely everything. Yes, you do have people who say, oh, I bought coffee with Bitcoin, look, I bought this with Bitcoin. I also have bought something with Bitcoin, but that's one-off thing. When you start using this and you need to be done thousands of times per second, I don't see it working out. I simply don't. The technology, it's not there. The team, it's not working towards it. I think probably even the team behind Bitcoin at this point, deep inside them, they have accepted that Bitcoin is not going to be global currencies, but they're just moving along, not saying anything. I think Bitcoin will always have place, but it's likely going to be eventually, if it's going to continue to be a currency, it probably will be a currency that we're going to go from one currency to another, moving through Bitcoin. You know, let's say you're selling Zcoin for Bitcoin and then buying with Bitcoin, for example, XRP. Just an example. For that play, we're gonna need Bitcoin, you know, just like right now. Eventually, Bitcoin may not be even used even for that. If all of, you know, if all the cryptocurrencies can be used without Bitcoin, I think will be even great. So eventually we may have Bitcoin truly be just stock, just a stock, just ones that you invest money into it, you hold it, and you make money out of it, which is great. And that's how I see Bitcoin being for the long term. Either in a way a stock that you can invest money and then make money if it goes up, or cryptocurrency that it's mainly used to go between other cryptocurrencies, ones that are cheaper to use on a daily basis, it's faster to use, and also it's cheaper to use. Now, Also, can you imagine, and I would love to hear from someone, because okay, it's all fine when you go to a shop and buy something with Bitcoin. Fair enough, straightforward transactions. This is how much you own, you send the Bitcoin, you know, you pay the fees, and you get your things and you move along. But what happens if you get to the point where people start returning things? Because that's just part of life. People buy things, then they return things. Now, if you're using Bitcoin, one thing is, to get to Bitcoin, you're gonna have to pay fees. Then to use Bitcoin, you're gonna have to pay fees. And then if you're gonna have to return your item, who's gonna pay the fees? Because if the shop gonna return the money to you, the Bitcoin, who's gonna pay the fees? You see that so much fees involved, that they do adds up. So that's why I don't see Bitcoin being used for everything. Maybe for things that are expensive, maybe. If you want to buy a house, because you're not going to return the house, but not to buy a coffee, not to buy a cheeseburger, not to buy, I don't know, pretty much a book. I don't see it happening. For that reason, I believe Bitcoin, it's not going to be the global currency. It sounds great. Most of the people that are screaming and shouting about it are people just like myself that wish the Bitcoin would go back to 20,000 and even beyond that, so we can all probably become rich beyond our wild imaginations. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that most of these people are not using Bitcoin on a daily basis. They would not use Bitcoin on a daily basis for every single purchase out there, simply because one of the thing is, I mean, you probably know about the guy that bought pizza with 10,000 Bitcoins. Go and ask him how does he feel about it. And this is the exact same reason as to why people would not be using Bitcoin on a daily basis unless you're earning Bitcoin. If you're earning Bitcoin and you're spending 10 Bitcoins, well, not 10, but let's say 10 Satoshis today, and then you earn 20 Satoshis, then fair enough. Probably you don't care that you spent 10 because you made 20, but that's not what's going to happen with your average person. Average person is not going to be earning probably Bitcoin. So they're not going to be spending on a daily basis, knowing that buying something now, it could be worth a lot more tomorrow or maybe an hour later. Technology, that's the main thing in here, guys. At the moment, it's all about money, because it's not, you know, cryptocurrency, it's not global, it's not used for a daily basis, so it's all about, you know, it's all come down to money. But eventually, if we talk about being a global cryptocurrency, it has to come down to the tech, and Bitcoin doesn't have it. If we were to compare it with other cryptocurrencies, as I've mentioned already, like XRP, I'm not going to mention any other names, just an example, and I'm not kissing XRP's ass because I don't have a single XRP. I'm just stating the facts. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me down below. But that's how I see these things. On top of that, can you imagine your grandma, your mama, your auntie, getting them to set up a wallet, storing Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin, knowing how to send copy addresses? I just don't see it happening, guys. I honestly don't see it happening. That's that's part of mass adoption. I just don't see it happening. Sending your kids to the store with phones and whatnot to be sending Bitcoin in order for them to purchase something. I don't see it happening. I honestly don't. It would be nice. It would definitely be nice. But Bitcoin is not going to be the one to do it. I honestly believe so, that Bitcoin is not going to be the one to do it. And in fact, if you do ask Roger Ver or Greg Wright, they are already saying so, that Bitcoin, it's not the real Bitcoin because it doesn't work as a cryptocurrency, peer-to-peer cash. You have obviously many maximalists or many people that do love Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin just as much as the other guy, but I truly don't see it working or beating up XRP or some other cryptocurrencies that truly have worked on the infrastructure and the technology in order for it to be a global currency, one that can be used on a daily basis for every single purchases that you can think of, not just a one-off purchase once in a while or once a day. I'm talking about every single purchase. You know, some people have about 10 purchases a day, you know, starting from the morning coffee to the evening. You're not going to have these people using Bitcoin for every single one of them. It's not going to work out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? That's just my opinion. I would love to be proven wrong down the line, but I don't think so that it's going to happen. We had few years, you know, hundreds of years ago, gold being used on a daily basis, but we no longer have. And I see the same thing as Bitcoin. That's it. Bye for now. See you in the next one.